Still sitting in a truck seat that's older than your favorite pair of work boots? Your back has been filing complaints for years. If your seat is worn out, sagging, or just plain uncomfortable, it's time for an upgrade. Head on over to seatspecialist.com. Check out their selection of quality replacement seats built to keep you comfortable mile after mile. And don't forget to use promo code TR104U to save 10% on your order. Seatspecialist.com, because a better ride starts with a better seat. Welcome back to That's Delivered, the podcast where we delve into the latest innovations and stories in trucking and logistics industry. I'm your host, Trucking Ray, and today we have an inspiring story. Episodes combines entrepreneurship and practical solutions for truckers. Our guest today is Sheetal Panchal, and is the co-founder of Stackly.com, a platform revolutionizing the storage and parking industry by connecting property owners and utilizing spaces to those who need affordable storage and parking solutions. Often described as Airbnb storage and parking, Stackly is making waves, especially in the trucking community. In this episode, we'll explore Sheetal's entrepreneurial journey and the challenges she's faced in building Stackly, and how her platform is providing much-needed solutions for truckers and fleet owners across America. We'll dive into her motivations, her stories, and the advice aspiring entrepreneurs in the trucking industry. So whether you're an owner, operator, fleet manager, or someone in the entrepreneurship, there's something here for you. Let's get started. Sheetal, welcome to the show. Let's get started from the beginning. What inspired you to create Stackly?
Okay. So first of all, Ray, thank you so much for having me here and giving me this opportunity to share my journey. And like you mentioned, I'm the co-founder of Stackly.com, and Stackly.com is a hybrid marketplace for storage and vehicle parking solutions. Before we start with your question, Ray, I would like to share a quick background about myself and how did I land up over here. So growing up, I was always curious and deeply interested in problem solving and technology. I pursued my studies with software, with a focus on software engineering, and I have 17 years of experience in software industry, managing technical projects, building high performance teams, and leading innovations. So this experience, not only sharpened my technical acumen, but also instilled the leadership qualities that prepared me to co-found Stackly and address real world challenges in storage and parking industry. So going to your question, Ray, what inspired me to start Stackly was the idea was very simple, but it was solving an urgent problem of travelers and truckers struggling to find safe and convenient as well as affordable parking spaces. And at the same time, property owners having unused spaces sitting idle. So I have been a real estate investor myself. And so I had seen this problem. And then I also had conversations with a few truckers, which confirmed that, there should be some solution for this problem. So that is how, we started Stackly.
That's amazing. I mean, I love the story how you take technology and your experience and bring it together with property owners and also truckers. You're solving a problem that's huge right now. It's that having parking, where to park, and affordable parking. You're making sure you get that taken care of for a lot of those truckers out there that need to be out there and be safe. Don't want to be parking on the side of the road. So now building that platform serves both property owners and also seeking storage parking for small fleets. What are some of the initial challenges you faced in launching Stackly?
Yeah, so some of the challenges was, on the property owner side, they were used to, signing the traditional way of signing lease whenever they want to rent out a space, and they would like to meet renters in person. So they were used to very traditional way of renting out their spaces. So convincing them to that property or their land can be managed digitally for parking purpose was a challenge. And not only that, even on the trucker side, many of the truckers, they are still used to going and checking out the space before they commit, or before they book the space for parking. So shifting that mindset from that things can be done digitally was a challenge. And but with the focus on convenience, security, and affordability, we are able to adopt both side of the market.
Nice. Was there moments where you thought maybe, hey, this is something I need to approach a different way that was a challenge for you, or that maybe there was something else?
Yes. So, like I mentioned, gaining trust from both the side was a challenge, but we overcame this by, making it easy for both the sides. Like for the property owners, we provided them with easy onboarding. We waived the service fee completely for them, so there was no service fee at all for the property owners initially. And along with the easy onboarding, we also provided them flexible methods of payouts, because we saw that many property owners, they were reluctant to go with a specific type of payout method. So we gave them more flexibility. We made our platform onboarding very easy for them, as well as we did not charge anything. It was completely free for the property owners to list their spaces on our platform. On the trucker side, we gave them discount. We still offer them discount if they are going to park for long term, or if they are going to park multiple vehicles. And one other thing, the advantage that trucker has booking spaces on our platform is they are able to lock the rates. So with all these advantages, we were able to convince them and onboard them easily.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like a good problem solving plan. So I think some of our listeners and truckers out there face difficulties with secure, affordable parking. Can you share how you had any success stories? Maybe like truckers that benefited from Stackly, maybe give some feedback, anything like that?
Yes, so we provide, many of our, or majority of our parking spaces have, secure amenities like, security cameras, gated access, everything. So we provide, many options for them in terms of security as well as affordability. And if they go on our website, they can easily filter out, what amenities they are looking for. So that way they can pick and choose what is the best option for them. And definitely we have a lot of success stories. We have helped a lot of truckers. And even after midnight, we have had many truckers reaching out to us looking for parking spaces. And with our 24/7 customer support, we have been able to help them to get secure and reliable parking spaces at any time of the hour.
Perfect. That makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
Trying to ask a little bit about your journey. We want to see, hey, what was it like? Maybe people out there want to be an entrepreneur. We see you having success. What was it like for you? Was there a learning curve? Diving into this, was there some lessons you've learned throughout the way that you could share with people? Maybe how you handled some setbacks or failures. Doesn't necessarily have to be with Stackly, but maybe just share with them. Maybe there's some young ones out there that are trying to be entrepreneurs for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. So I would advise, young entrepreneurs who are, want to get onto this entrepreneur journey, is do not to wait for that perfect moment, or, do not wait for everything to be perfect before you launch, because that you can never figure out, what is going to be the perfect solution. So I would say, be bold, take the risk, and get started with something. Don't hesitate to bring out your ideas or bring out your perspective to life. And just take that step forward and launch with a small maybe launch a small MVP version, and then validate with the real customers, and then you can adapt as you go. And you can along the way you can take the feedback and then make me refine your product as you go. But I would say do not wait for that perfect moment or that perfect solution.
Yeah. So did you wait?
No, I mean, initially I used to think that, I can get it perfect, but I realized that, no, I should get started. And so we have also made some changes. We did some pivot as well along the way. And that is how, I mean, we are still, adding more features as we learn. So I would highly recommend that, do not wait for that perfect moment and just, take that bold step.
So yeah, so no regrets, because you even did the same thing you're telling people to do. That's awesome. That's huge. Was there someone that helped you along the way? Maybe kind of there was some hesitancy, I'm sure, with certain areas that you had maybe somebody mentor you, and or maybe someone that just gave you helpful advice.
Yeah, so definitely, we have a team of I have a co-founder as well. So we have a small team, but what we did differently, like we actually went and interviewed. I already had conversation with the few truckers before we launched Stackly, or before we started Stackly. But along the way as well, we kept on meeting the property owners. Like I have myself interviewed property owners as well as truckers to learn more and more, and how we can refine our product and make the experience seamless on both the side. So yeah.
Wow. So good advice, co-founder. Other, you also interviewed and then also listened to your customers, your truckers. Man, that's
Exactly.
huge.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
what great advice that is. Shouldn't ignore that, because, like you said, it's all in your success. It shows. So thank you. Circle back to the business. It looks like it's grown over 300 locations nationwide. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Wow. So, man, so it started out with one, or did it start out with like five, or how small was it at first?
Yeah, so initially we focused only, so we are based out of Dallas Fort Worth. So initially we focused only in Dallas Fort Worth. And like I mentioned, the initial onboarding of the property owners, I actually went and met them before we onboarded them. So I met with many property owners, and so we focused initially with a small area like Dallas Fort Worth, and then we expanded to Texas, and now we are expanding nationwide. So along with understanding how in convincing them, by giving them more flexibility and all, we also targeted in reaching out certain property owners, having commercial lots, having private property. So we did some target reaching out. We gave flexible onboarding, and we basically took care of entire onboarding process. We still do. We gave them flexible payment options, payout options, and we also waived initially the service fees. So that is how we were able to get more and more property owners to trust us, trust our platform, and onboard with us.
Wow. How do you ensure consistency and quality across all those locations? 300 locations is quite a bit. So how do you do that?
Yeah. So like I said, we have a consistent approach or consistent process to onboard these property owners. We have like a set of questionnaire, I would say, that we take down all the information, and our team create the listings for them. We add the pictures. So more, I would say our process is very streamlined now. So and more we learn, we see, okay, we should also add this information. This is very useful for the truckers, or very useful for any other travelers looking for parking spaces. So then we apply that to all our listings. So we ensure that all our listings have consistent format and consistent information that would helpful and make it very easy for anyone, including truckers, looking for parking spaces.
So, man, you're thinking, you get the trust, you get to insecurity, paramount, and storage and parking industry. You guys are doing such a great job with that. Reflecting on the journey, is there any particular moments or milestones that Stackly, as a company, as a whole, has been able to celebrate?
So initially, like I mentioned, we were focusing only on the private property owners, but as we met with more and more property owners, and we also realized that even the commercial facilities, even they have a lot of vacancies. So we started onboarding commercial facilities as well. So we are doing both the private property owners as well as commercial facilities.
Did you maybe the first 100? You guys pretty excited about that? I mean, that's a big number too. What did you guys do when you hit that number?
So initially, we were focusing on to get 100, and then I think we reached 100 location within Texas itself. And then we started expanding, and with that expansion, then we added more and more locations. So currently we have 300 plus locations. So every 100 location, you would say it is a milestone for us, and a small moment for us to celebrate.
Yeah, that's huge. So, man, looking ahead, so where are you guys thinking it's going to go? I mean, looking ahead, so you can continue to solve the problems. Still, there's more to go. What does the future look like for plans to continue to address and solving these issues, or partnerships, or collaborating with others? How do you guys see that forecast going?
Yeah, so in the next couple of years, our focus is, to expand our network of locations, as well as, make our product more, improve in our product to make storage and parking like a seamless, more and more seamless experience for both the property owners as well as, the travelers or truckers looking for parking. So adding more features, I would say, and we also take feedback, like I mentioned earlier. So one of the feedback that we have received from, truckers, or individual truckers, as well as logistics companies, that, they many times they need a small warehouse, a small office along with the parking spaces. So we are also going to expand in that area, where we will have that on our website, where they could also lease out small warehouse or small office space along with the parking. So that is how we are, planning to, grow and, provide better and better solution every day for our customers.
I like it. That's a good plan. So you guys, do you get time off, or you guys get to go and do something outside of work? I mean, what do you guys do as a team? Do you guys get together and celebrate?
Yeah, I mean, once in a while we do, but I would say we work, 7 days a week.
Really?
Yeah. So but once in a while, like I mentioned, when we hit our milestone, we do a quick small celebration along the way.
Wow, 7 days, huh? Man, you guys are going at it.
I mean, I think everyone out there, all the entrepreneurs, I'm sure they must be working all 7 days a week. So,
or they got something else they're doing. Yeah, can't stay still. Yep, exactly. So, man, that's great. Great knowledge for those that want to be an entrepreneur. Also, great solutions for a big problem that's going on in America. You guys are, taking the bull by the horns. That's really good. Anything you would like to let people know? Maybe before we end the show, that some words of advice that you want to give to people that you've set a great example already. But anything you want to share?
Yeah. So one other thing I would like to add for the entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs who want to get onto this journey is, you know, be stay adaptable, along your journey, and focus on sustainability. So that is what we are doing as well. And there are a lot of like I mentioned earlier, instead of waiting for any funding or anything, there are a lot of tools out there, low cost tools that you can use to build your product. So I would say, build use those, make use of all those available resources, and make your product quickly, and validate your idea, and then refine and adapt along the way. So, and at the end, or along the way, always focus on being sustainable, how you are going to sustain your business. So I would say focus on sustainability is very important.
Okay. So when you say sustainable, I was thinking maybe like the planet or like sustainable energy things, but you're saying for the business side of it, things that can keep you going.
Yes.
What's some things that you would say helps you be sustainable?
Yeah, so we try to keep our cost low as possible, and try to maximize whatever low cost tools are available. So yeah, so that is how we have been doing, and that is what I advise the young entrepreneurs as well. That uh, and to answer to your question is, I did mean that on the business side, be sustainable, so that you can go a long way, uh, till you get that a perfect product, or till you get that perfect product market fit, or whatever your goal is. So keeping your cost low, and focusing on sustainability will help you go a long way. So
And it's like same with trucking. They say always keep your costs low because
definitely.
when things aren't good, you can weather the storm. Um, you got high costs and you're spending too much, and it can really mess up your operation. And when there's nothing there, so nothing to fall back on because it's all spent on a lot of extras. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, great advice. So yeah, I'm glad to have you on the show, talk about what you guys are doing. How can people get in touch with you or our listeners, or just, I know there's Stackly.com. Is there any way that also too they can follow you or your team, your co-founder?
Yeah, so yeah, they can get almost all the information by visiting our website at www.stackly.com. They can even sign up to get. We have a weekly newsletter that we send out with our updates on all the locations that we add each week, or any new key features that we add to our platform. So for example, like we are going to soon have an iOS app coming up. So all those updates we share in that newsletter. So they can sign up on our website, to get keep in touch with us and know more about our updates, and learn more about Stackly, and what new things we are bringing up. Or
Perfect. That's great. Um, so also, we want to make sure, if you guys have any questions or concerns, our listeners, always feel free to reach out to us in a review. It's definitely been an inspiring story. Hearing your story, Sheetal, I think it's one of a success and one to celebrate. So definitely want to let the listeners know about what you guys are doing and where you're going in the future. So we appreciate you guys listening to our show. Please stay tuned for the next episode of That's Delivered. We gain valuable insights about entrepreneurs and even the latest things that are going on in the trucking industry, like solving the problem with parking. So you can always send this to your friends, let them know, hey, there's options out there, and they can also reap the benefits from Stackly.com. So keep it safe out there, keep moving, and we really appreciate being on the show, Sheetal.
yeah, thank you so much, Ray. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my journey. And yeah, And if anyone has any questions, like I mentioned, they can, visit our website, and we also have our support email, so they can reach out to us there or contact our support number available 24/7.
Nice. All right. Well, that's another episode of That's Delivered.
Thank you.
Are you a trucker looking for a safe and reliable place to park? Look no further than Truck Parking Club. With locations across the country, we've got the perfect spot waiting for you, whether it's daily or long-term parking. And right now, use promo code DELIVERED at checkout for an exclusive discount. Reserve your spot today at truckparkingclub.com and drive stress-free, knowing your parking is covered.